I picked up a couple blasters the other night. I was down in Boston at the Card
Vault. What do we think about that?
The Card Vault was cool. The guys were cool. I talked to them a little bit. Not a lot of single cards. Not a lot of anything. It's a very small space. It's right at North Station. Kind of one of the escalators you go up to see the Bruins game or Celtics game.
So it's like strictly wax.
They're right underneath there. Yeah, it's mostly packaged retail.
High-end singles?
Well, no, they had some $1 to $5 single boxes.
Oh, sweet.
And then they had another small box that had $5 to $20 singles. I picked up a Bobby Dorr, Red Sox Hall of Famer.
Got to get Bobby Dorr
autograph card.
Really, autograph?
Yeah, and because I got a couple boxes. I got 2 blasters of the Bowman U, and I got a box of baseball Topps Celebrations 2025.
Oh, we're gonna rip that on camera.
Yeah, we'll rip that here. That was fun. So I was able to talk the Bobby Dorr down to $10. I was like, hey,
epic
as a Red Sox
deal,
fan,
nice.
why not? Can't beat that. Small shop. They had a ton of Star Wars, ton of like Lorcana and One Piece.
You were telling me they had literally everything you could think of that you didn't even know about.
They had hobby boxes all over the place, so much. I was talking to the owner. I forget his name. But he,
like the owner I see on TV all the time.
No, probably just the guy working there. It's probably the manager.
Got it.
But they have, they have a little spot where they rip on Fanatics Live, and he was saying that, because their shop has only been open for like 2 years or so,
right?
Now, and they were saying that before Tom Brady slapped his name on it, they were having tough time getting product too.
You don't
now they have
say.
everything.
You don't say.
Right, now they have everything. I mean, Star Wars Hobby Black $700 hobby box, and you're just like,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was stuff. I should have taken more pictures, but there was stuff I never heard of. Never heard of, which would be great to have.
Yeah, but and getting Thom, and I'm sure he made a significant investment to have his name as part of the name.
Right.
I'm sure that moves the needle with somebody like a Topps or a Fanatics, and
100%.
And it's not because I want to play the devil's advocate to they're with Thom, of course they're going to get stuff. No, it's because of the investment. It's just like
True.
breakers get most of the stuff, and so because breakers are spending a lot of money on the product.
That's true.
So I think fair is fair.
Yeah.
If I had a couple $1,000,000, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Dave, for sure, you're gonna put this money into product. Like we'll give you way more." That's just a fact of life.
That's true. That is
Card Vault.
true. But it's fun to see. Like if
I want to go in. Yeah.
If you're ever down at a Celtics game or Bruins game, stop in there, grab a hobby box of something you've never heard of, because you'll hit something.
Man, it's all about. Dude, it's been all about the hits. Yeah. All about the hits. I showed you that acetate Jaden Daniels that I hit.
Right.
This one from Signatures. I did my quick video today of Signatures Blasters. So that's a pretty cool card. I looked it up. It's $60 to $80.
That's a sweet looking, great insert card.
And it's unlicensed. You know how I feel about unlicensed.
Yeah.
But I know people like it. Like even like you and Beatty and
Yeah.
If it's a good design, I can't knock the design. I won't get hung up just on the name. But if it's bad design, no name, I have a tough time.
Which the producers of these cards have a tough job to do, because every year they've got to come up with something cool, something
new. Even just a little new.
A lot of people didn't like the Topps 2024 baseball, like the look, because it was so different. I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
2022, 2023, they all, and even this year, they all look
25.
The same.
Yeah,
they all like that white border and whatever, the name, and it's just not. So last year when it was kind of no border and the team name and the player name, I thought that was great.
What about? I'm getting Series 2 hobbies. What are you gonna? Are we gonna rip? What are we gonna do?
Oh, we're definitely gonna rip Series 2 hobbies.
Yeah,
Shohei's on the cover. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I tell myself every year I'm not going to put together the set, but
you put together the set.
I'm going to put together the set. So my son loves ripping those too, and we'll rip. We'll see what we can get.
I know that Andrew Beatty is going to be ripping some Series 2. He was in here today. He picked up the Dylan Cruz. Pretty sweet card, that image variation.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, well, Series 2 is not going to hit, I think, until June 11th. He's like, all right, well, he just sold me some cards, so what's our motto at the shop?
Oh, yeah, we'll get here.
Right. Like money
You
stays.
think we'll get some of those Series 2 T-shirts?
No.
No.
I'm not. And look, I do want, like, I would wish I could be like, hey, if I buy like a few hobby boxes, will you throw me like a couple shirts for the guys?
Right.
Like just as a little gift package, because I've bought so many shirts, and I like selling clothing.
Yeah, yeah.
But of course, I've found it's a little more difficult to sell baseball shirts. It's niche. Like,
Right.
even I don't wear the baseball shirts all the time. I'm wearing the In Flag We Trust. I gotta rep that brand.
Yep. No, I agree with you there. I don't even have a Tops shirt or sweatshirt or anything. I would wear it. I just haven't bought one yet. Like,
And it's been cold, so the hoodies, I think people are buying more hoodies. I have to do more marketing too around just, hey guys, we have this and that. I think that's been my toughest learning lesson, is there's just not enough time to market each item. It's not even that not having the money to run the ads, it's having the time to create the creative.
Right.
And then put the money behind it, or run the creative and be like, oh, that video is doing well, I'll boost it because it's already doing well. I'm not going to put money behind it, because I did that with the picture of Ace and Coop. And it got reach, but no sales conversions.
right, right, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
That's
we got
what
to
need.
convert those sales.
Yeah, but I would love it if they threw in extra T-shirts.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if you buy 3 boxes, you get a T-shirt.
Incentivize
Hey,
us.
Let's go.
But I have enjoyed being an authorized Tops dealer. I feel like we got in really early, and I was really fortunate of the timing of them doing a prospect program. And I've been doing what I need to do to like buy enough stuff to hopefully become MVP.
Yep.
But they throw a lot at you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure they do. I mean, it's good to have it. You love to see the top sweatshirts we have.
Yeah.
Having the Tops wax. You need it.
Yeah.
This is what running a card shop is all about, and having the product that people want.
Yeah, I had a kid today who plays on the double play
Little League team.
team. So that kid came in with his mom, and he was like, I'm just getting into collecting.
The best.
I'm like, this is so cool.
The best.
And, what do I do? I was like, well, like, who's your favorite player? What teams? He's like, oh, well, I like Aaron Judge, but I like the Yankees. And I was like, or no, but I like the Dodgers. I'm like, oh, I show him the Dodger cards. And yeah, he spent like $13.
Hey.
Right?
But that's the heart of the hobby right there.
Yes.
If that 10-year-old, that 8-year-old doesn't come in and spend their laundry money or whatever buying the cards of the players he likes, then he doesn't grow older and want the autos and want to break open hobby boxes and everything. It all starts there.
And maybe for some of us, like, we just want to get one pack of the new stuff. Some of us have discipline, not all of us.
Yeah.
But yes, they'll be like, look, I'm going to spend $20. It's just fun. I bought some cards this year. I had a guy come in who buys a hobby box for every, I don't know if it's every month, but like I think it's every year of his kid's life. He wants to buy one to mark the years and be like, oh, like you were born in 24, so I bought you a Series 2 Tops 2024.
Right.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome. And that's where it's at. My brother and I used to collect, and the first cards I truly remember were the '87 Tops with like the
wood grain
border, the wood grain border, yeah. But as a kid, my dad would come home from work, and my brother and I would just like run up to him, and he would be like, pick a hand behind his back, and he had 2 packs, and they were always different.
Nice.
Like, so, I got the 91 Donruss. I got the 91 Score. And we would just rip, and that's where it's at, man. That's where we all got started.
We still have those packs in here. There's grown men that still come in and buy those.
Oh, I know. I'm one of them.
Man, so like thinking more about being open like a year and a half, the amount of crazy stuff that has come in here. All right, like at some point in the show, we'll get into, maybe not even this episode, we'll get into the autographs collection. It's massive that Tim has been like toiling over to get listed.
You guys wouldn't believe this collection. There's just,
It's
how many
insane.
autographs do you think? Thousands?
Thousands. I'll just say thousands.
Thousands of autographs.
Yeah, I got some of those Muhammad Ali's AW Sports autos back.
I saw
All
those.
autos got 10s.
Yep.
And 2 of them cards got 7s, 1 got a 5. I mean, these are all north of $1,000. Like the auto itself on the card, Authentic is going for $1,000.
And that's a good looking card too.
Yeah. So we've got that. But the thing I wanted to bring up, which I've already told you about, but for the people that don't know, is woman comes in. This is like your typical story setup. And she's like kind of in a rush. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Oh, well, I'm cleaning out. I just wanted to bring you some stuff and see what it's worth. I do my quick 2 to 5 minute appraisal.
Like, okay, what do you got?
Yeah. And I look
see.
through, and she's got some facsimile Red Sox. Like I was like, oh, they send these to season ticket holders back in the day.
Right.
They're cool. They're not worth a ton, but they're cool. And sometimes the guys sign them. Let's make sure we look through all of them. And then she's got this cigar box. And I'm like, what's in the cigar box? Ooh. Yeah. And I was like, well, what else you got? And she says, well, my husband would be mad if I threw something away that's of value. So just if you could take a look and let me know. And I start looking, and I'm seeing like 48 leaf football and 48 leaf Bowman. And then there's this one set, Tip Top Bread. So for those that don't know, Warren Spahn, the Hall of Famer, his very first card, his pre-rookie, is on this Tip Top Bread card. It's black and white. He's looking at the camera. And I think the highest graded one is like a 5, like a SGC 5 or a PSA 4.
Yeah.
This thing looks better than those other ones. I sent you the picture.
Yeah, you showed it to me, and I saw it in here, and oof, that thing looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's old, so we're not looking at a 10, 9, 8, but God, if you can get a 6, if you can get a 7,
Yeah.
6.5,
Yeah.
that thing looks really nice.
It's got maybe one corner, but anyway, there was probably we sent out, I remember now, 43 cards to SGC today.
Yep.
So like a $650 order. We're going to try out SGC because it's vintage. I know vintage people like SGC.
Yep. I like that.
There's another Warren Spahn in there. There's a Stan Musial rookie. There's a Pesky rookie. There's a Yogi Berra, Larry Berra rookie.
Larry Berra.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't even know his name was Larry.
And then
Awesome.
Lawrence Yogi Berra.
Yep.
So then there's also the football cards, like Doak Walker, that college football award, like that guy's card.
Right.
And then there's a couple guys, rookies, and I'm just like, this guy's got a nickname. This might be an error card. Potentially, okay, don't hold me to this. There might be 20 grand worth in there, maybe more.
Right.
And I wanted to consign it because I said, hey, you could be the guy who's like, I'll give you $250, knowing that if I don't look enough, I know there's something, and I'd take a gamble.
Right.
But I wanted to be able to sleep at night and say,
Right.
hey, I want to be honest. There looks like there's a lot here. I want to help you make some money. You came and trusted me with my opinion, and I will pay the grading fees. I'll take it out of the profit we make, and the shop gets 30%. You get 70%. And she was like, that's great. I don't have to do anything. I was like, yep. She came back in today. We did the paperwork, and now I feel really good about it. It's free money, kind of.
Right. And, well, we get to see the stuff. We get the reputation that we are the place to bring this stuff.
Right.
It's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Sure, we can screw people over and make a buck, but what's the point in that?
Yeah,
That's
short
not-
gains.
Yeah, that's not being human.
And it's a small community, so
Right.
the word's gonna get around. I even told her, I said, look, you know where I'm at. I have your stuff. You can come get it anytime you want, but let's do this. If you trust me to make you some money and
Right.
you don't have to do anything, let's make some money.
Exactly. Yeah, we all make money. We're all happy, so
Yeah,
that's good.
and you cleaned out. It was from your dad, and you got to do some cleaning. And she's like moving down the street, so she's like, I'm not going far.
Right. Perfect.
And then on top of those cards, there's like exhibit cards, 1939 and 1946. There's Satchel Paige. There's 2 Joe DiMaggio's. There's a Wonder Bread stat spinner thing.
Ooh, Wonder Bread versus Tip Top Bread.
Yeah, it's a battle.
The bread companies.
bread.
Back then. Why are the bread companies making cards now? I want to get a
yeah.
loaf of Wonder Bread and get an Aaron Judge card. you
Look,
know?
I would buy more processed bread if there were cards. I would, in gum. Imagine
in cereal,
the
whatever.
Blani gum company was those 48, those black and whites. So, because I looked at them like, aren't these supposed to have some color? Because you've seen the 48 leaves with the Satchel Paige and
Right.
Marty Marion and those guys, and they have colors just faded. So I was like, are these reprints? So I looked, feverishly. I'm like, these got to be reprints. Like, there's no way. And then I'm like, oh my God, there's so much stuff
These are legit.
in a cigar box. So that's probably the second biggest consignment other than the autos that's ever walked in here.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Just gotta have the doors open.
It's great stuff to see. Just have come in and take a look at, and
Yeah.
we had that woman that came in with the game used Derek Jeter
Gloves.
batting gloves. That was cool. She wanted a little bit more than we wanted to go into it, but it was just cool to see.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, she thought, oh, you guys know. We do. We do know.
Yeah.
We know enough to be dangerous sometimes, and it's Yankees. So I was like, it's Yankees.
Yeah, right, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So those kind of consignments, I would love to only do consignments, but we have to be multifaceted. We have the clothing. Like you said, we have to have the wax. I don't like having to have the wax.
Yeah.
But it is fun. I got to admit, it's really fun. If I'm just, take myself out of my business, mindset, the wax is cool.
Someone comes in, grabs a box, opens it here, looks through it. It's great.
How many times have you seen someone get a downtown in their car and they walk back inside, hey, I need a sleeve?
Right. Yep. Here you go. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So take us back. Since this is the beginning, how did you and me initially meet? And now we're a year and a half into the shop being open.
We're a year and a half in. I'm coming up on my year as part of the
yeah,
local
dude,
collectibles,
officially,
which is awesome. Yeah. I started my own page on Facebook a couple years
Your
ago.
Dad's Baseball Cards?
Your Dad's Baseball Cards. Yep, just ripping wax. We used to go down to the flea market down the street and just grab
RIP flea market.
87 tops. I know they sold the place. 87 tops, 91 score, like all that stuff. And I was just putting reels on Facebook, not making any money, just putting it out there, and started building up a community of people that just love seeing the old stuff. And it was funny. My friend Karen came in here with her son.
We have to give a shout out to Karen.
Karen,
We'll never hear the end of it.
But yeah, shout out to Karen. And I thought she was on vacation because she was like, yeah, we went to some card shop and they had all this wax. And I was like, oh, cool, pick some up for me, whatever. And because
I think she was on the phone with you while she was in here.
yeah, and I was like, I thought, and I was out of state, whatever, and I thought she was in New Hampshire, and I was just like, oh yeah, pick stuff up. If they have a card, I'll give them a shout out. So she grabbed some stuff. I don't know. She spent $15-$20 on like 88 tops.
I remember.
Yep. And I got it from her like a week later, and I was going through it, and because I like to give shout out to the shops, because card shops disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
All over the place when we were kids, and then they disappeared for a while. There was no more card shops, and now they're reopening again, and it's awesome. And so I pulled up the card, and I was like, wait, this is in Scarborough?
This is on Route 1?
This is right down the street from my house? What the hell? But that was awesome, because then I, gave the shout out and, opened the cards on camera, and, then it started to come in and
watch the Celtics.
met Dave, started watching the Celtics here in the lounge, and yeah, and within a month, I think I was working part-time here.
It was great. I was like, oh, somebody who is very good with people, and I was like, immediately trusted you as a friend. So I was like, all right, yeah, if he did want to work here, and then one day you're like, oh, maybe I would work here. I was like, yep.
Boom.
Great.
Yep.
You're like, really? He's like, yes.
Done. Tomorrow?
I need help. Yeah.
See
Oh,
ya.
yeah. Opening Saturday?
Yep.
If you can find somebody who will open for you on a Saturday morning, you got to give them a chance.
That's right. There you go. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
I'll
That's
be
right.
open tomorrow.
Yeah, the Friday. I'm liking this Friday night recording. I like this.
Yeah, this is good. Friday night at the shop, in the lounge.
Just stacks of cards for Whatnot. I did that card show in Miami. Kind of been slacking on my Whatnot because I haven't been back. Need to do the Whatnot.
Yep. We'll get some Whatnot going tomorrow morning. And
Yep. Yeah, 10 a.m., 10:15 a.m. Whatnot. I think it's going to be a good time. That's usually when Tim does his Whatnot, is Saturday.
Tim's doing great on Whatnot.
Killing.
I love watching his
Yeah. Get it?
shows.
Thickzilla?
Yeah, Thickzilla. Shout out to Thickzilla.
Dude, yes. I think my idea with the show was so much stuff happens during the week, and we talk about it a lot. And I think some of it's interesting enough. It's kind of like with your
Right.
cards.
Yep, I think so too.
You're like, people are going to want to see this. I think it's a little bit selfish to keep all the good stories to ourselves.
Right. Sure.
And in a selfish way, it's cool for me because I have like something to put on my YouTube channel, and which has been lacking content.
Yeah, let's just keep meeting on Fridays and
Friday.
talk about the shop and talk sports, and
And maybe we'll get some guests at some point, some celebrity guests.
we've got some guests. My buddy Anthony DiComo from MLB.com, beat writer for the Mets, has said he'll hop in
Dude,
at some
what?
point.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He was excited. He was like, "Yeah, let me know."
Well, we have a space on the couch. I just need to add another camera, another mic.
Yep.
I think I need to add maybe 2 more cameras. So I probably need to add the wide shot to get like the lounge. Because if there's anybody, shout out to JR hanging out with us, just making sure we don't do anything silly right
JR's
now.
over here keeping us on our toes.
/ watching SmackDown because we've always got something going on the big TV.
I might have my eye on SmackDown while we're chatting as well.
Yeah,
'Cause
qualifying
the Sox got
matches.
rained out tonight.
At least they got the first game in.
They hit the ball today.
Well, also though they had like utility infielders pitching after they went up 8-3.
Abraham Toro.
To get in the
No strikeouts for him though.
No,
He walked a guy,
no.
but he got some outs. but-
he finished the game. Can't give him the save, but he
Right,
finished
he
the
finished
game.
the game. Yep.
I looked up. I'm like, who is this guy?
Disappointing outing by Brian Bayo. Just
And I love Bayo.
I think he had 7 strikeouts, but just I was driving back up to Maine. I was down in Massachusetts at the Card Vault, obviously, and just listening to the game, and they're ripping him apart on the radio. They were just like, Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks are just like, every time it's an 0-2 count, and he throws a slider and it's a ball, and he throws a changeup and it's a ball. He throws the slider again, it's a ball. He throws a fastball and it's a hit. It's like every single.
They're dissecting every at bat.
Yeah, they're just like, he gets 0-2, and you gotta throw a fastball again. The hitter needs to protect the plate 0-2.
Challenge
so
the hitter.
He can't cover the whole zone. He can't,
Man,
and he just wasn't doing it, and he didn't have command of those other off-speed pitches. So by the time it gets 3-2, the batter knows the fastball is coming, and they're hitting it
that's Red Sox. We could talk
Yep.
Red Sox forever
we
and
could.
ever and ever.
all day, every day.
So we got the new hours at the shop. I've decided to be closed Sunday and Mondays. Give myself a little bit of a life.
Yep.
And then, but Saturday, we're 9 to 6. We're 9 to 6 every day, Tuesday through Saturday. So it's the same hours.
Perfect.
Buying on Tuesday. Bring your stuff Tuesday. I might look at it other days, but Tuesday is the day that I will specifically look at your stuff.
Yeah, bring your stuff in, people.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Love to talk about it.
If you have a Wagner, we'll let you know. If for some reason you don't know, I won't just take it. I'll be like, hey, you're rich.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And if you would like me to consign it, I'll also be rich. So thanks
Yeah.
in advance.
Consignment's a great way for everyone to make money.
Yeah, just having
I
a
do it.
skill. Yeah. I mean, look, I've got folks. You do it. JR's got his figures in the shop. That's brand new today, so you can come pick up some WWE Elites / other. I'm not as schooled up on it, but they're in there. If you see a wrestling figure you like, you can buy it here.
There you go. Yeah.
I've got the select, some of the good ones.
We've got jerseys, we've got cards, we've got everything.
Got a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff. It's easier to buy than it is to sell, but I like the challenge of selling.
Right.
It's
Me
fun.
too. We'll do some sidewalk sales this summer and get some people going. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So how you feeling about this first? This was just the pilot. I think it's going to be good enough to send it.
I think this is great. This is fun. I'm signing up to do this every week.
Let's go. Me too.
Yeah, every Friday, Thursday, whatever we end up doing.
Have a flex, yeah, in case we have a rain out day.
Right, bring some people in. Who you got in this Pacers Knicks series?
I mean, Pacers can't that's tough. I feel like the Pacers are the Knicks. The Knicks
Right.
were to the Celtics.
Right. Yep.
So they're playing spoiler, like that ball, like Halliburton on that final shot. What did his girlfriend's caption was in New York City, just waiting to see the ball drop, or finally saw the ball drop? I was
Yep.
like, yo,
That-
took forever to go
You
in.
don't see shots like that ever. That was just the way it hit that back
Yeah.
and went up. It's like, oh,
I'm like, oh, this is going in.
who was the guy in the Raptors that hit one like that?
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard
In the corner, the bounce, and he's just like crouched down. Everybody's watching and waiting.
Boom, and it's in. He looks right over to Reggie. Does the
Instant.
joke
I mean,
so good.
if the Pacers have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Knicks are dead by any means, but Knicks, the pressure's on because you know how that market is. Those people, those fans are going to be like, yo, you got to win this game. You got to split.
Yeah. It should be a good series.
Yeah.
We'll see.
More basketball to be watched, but that was a little just hanging in the lounge. I don't know what we're going to call this yet. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't really think of a name. It just was like, Thom, we're going to do a podcast. Are you in? You're like, yep.
Yep, let's do it.
So we're just going to
We'll
chat.
think of a name.
If
Let us know, people. Let us
comment,
know. What should we call this?
Yeah, I don't want to be too on the nose with the name. Like, I don't need everything to be alliteration. Like,
No.
sometimes I do on Whatnot. I'm like, oh, $2 Tuesday. I'm like, this is funny, but just one. Everybody gets one. The Double Play podcast, like
Double Play After Hours, something.
there's something there.
We'll find it.
I don't have the energy for it right now, but this is cool.
This is great.
Sounds good. Looks good.
We look great.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
look great.
we always
You
look great.
look
Yeah. JR, you look great, bro. Yep.
There he is.
We got a peace sign from JR. All right, that's
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Good stuff. Catch you next time.
Next time.